Perfect. Alright, so it has been a hot minute since I have made any kind of video. There's been a fair few reasons for that, just with life and moving and my camera stuff getting damaged and my computer getting damaged and just a whole lot of things going wrong really. But I thought today, get back on track making some stuff, and what better way to do it than a full day of eating, but not just a normal full day of eating, like the best possible full day of eating that I can think of. So me personally, I start every single morning with a coffee and some anabolic French toast. So I thought, hey, why not just take that amazing breakfast and extend that the entire day? So today we're gonna do nothing but anabolic French toast for the whole day. 24 hours of nothing but Coach Greg's French toast. And I'm not gonna lie, it's maybe an eating challenge, but I am incredibly excited for this. Originally I was actually gonna do this video yesterday. However, yesterday was actually a cardio day for me, and I kind of wanted to put this on an actual training day, just so I could see how it affects performance. And seeing today is actually heavy deadlifts, I'm curious to see how I feel and how I perform running on nothing but French toast. Last night as well, we also ended up having some friends around, so got some takeout and ended up eating pizza, which is the first time I've had like actual bought pizza in like 7 months or so. Personally, I don't really tend to get pizza that often, but yeah, gotta live a little bit I guess. So had that last night, feeling a little bit bloated this morning from all of that, and yeah, I'm actually really keen for a full day of just French toast. Now, I know that it's gonna be boring if I just eat literally nothing but, you know, bread and egg whites mixed together with some sweetener. So there is gonna be a little bit of variation on it. So, you know, adding different toppings to it, adding different things here and there, changing it around a little bit just to give you a few different ideas of how you can actually customize it, because realistically, Coach Greg, all he does is he gives you a little bit of an idea of how to make it, and then the rest of it's completely up to you to do whatever the hell you want. Yeah, because it is such a nice day outside, and where I have now moved to, the weather is pretty much amazing all the time for the next month or so before winter starts. I'm actually gonna head downstairs and do some skipping for a little bit, just to sort of wake up a little bit, because I'm feeling like dead inside right now. Don't know if I'll film it, but yeah, gonna go down, get that done, and then come back up and get on to making this first round of French toast. I am damn excited. Yeah, so that 10 minutes of cardio downstairs, my housemate actually ended up waking up just after I went down. So I ended up doing, about like 15 minutes of skipping, and then he came down with boxing pads and mitts and all that, so we ended up playing around with that for a little bit. Ended up doing something around like half an hour, 45 minutes of cardio, whatever. Not something that I normally do on a day-to-day basis, but since I only just like bought all that stuff yesterday, it's kind of like a new toy again for me, because I used to love boxing and I haven't done it for about 4 years now. Same with skipping, just always enjoyed it. And I was like, hey, I've got it, I might as well go have a little bit of fun in the morning, get a bit of sun, and just sort of wake up a little bit. In saying that, if people want to try and say that fasted cardio is superior or better in any way, you're full of shit. It's not even something that I would normally do. It's just, this morning I kind of felt like it. I wasn't hungry. Like I said, last night I ate a whole pizza, so no real need to have some food this morning before doing that. But anyways, it's about 20 past 11 now, so gonna make some food. French toast, of course. Unfortunately, I'm out of cinnamon, which really annoys me, but I'll show you how I go about doing it. It's a little bit different from Greg, I think, especially on the bread front, and that's mainly because of where I am at the moment. So I'll show you real quick what I'm talking about. So I just moved to Romania, of all places. Originally I'm from Australia, then I moved to the UK for about 10 months or so. Moved to Romania about a couple weeks ago, and this is the bread here. So the actual slices are only about this big, so they're pretty small, especially compared to, you know, in the UK or Australia where they're about this big. The thing is, per slice of that, it still only works out to around 55 calories. In the UK, I actually found this bread, which is perfect for French toast because it's pretty big, it's cheap, so you can use a fair bit of it, it's not expensive. It's only about 50 calories per slice, and it's really airy and fluffy, so it actually absorbs the egg whites really damn well. But here, this is what I'm left with, and it's not really a big deal to me because I'm the sort of person where I don't actually care too much how big each slice is. For me, I care more so about how many slices I actually get to eat. So at them 50 calories per slice, if I get to eat, 5-6 slices at this big per slice, to me it doesn't make too much of a difference. But yeah, gonna start making this, show you what I do, and then we'll probably just chill for a little bit. I'll tell you a little bit about my training program, my training split, and how I go about doing things. You can see if you think I train like a pussy or if you think I know what I'm talking about. But yeah, I'm keen AF to get some of this. Okay, so for me, when I make it, I like to use this bowl that I've got, just because it's, it fits a fair few slices in at once, so I can just sort of have like 3 slices in there, get them soaking, and then straight into the pan. When I do my breakfast round of French toast, I use 6 to 7 egg whites normally, and then I'll use normally between 5 and 6 slices of bread. It really just comes down to how I'm feeling on the day. I kind of just decide and make it up as I go. It doesn't really matter. Normally I would put, so in this country I can't actually find like powdered, like granulated sweetener very easily. So what I actually do is I use 4 to 5, sometimes a little bit more of these sweetener tablets. Then I'll grab a knife, crush them up, and I'll pour them in and mix that through. Then I'll also normally put in some cinnamon. However, I'm out of cinnamon at the moment, which is kind of sad. So instead of that, I'm actually going to be using my protein flavor drops. And I honestly don't know why Craig doesn't talk about flavor drops, like, ever. I don't know if it has something to do with sponsorships or because he's with Rise or anything like that. But honestly, these are friggin' insane. So at the moment I've got the toffee, the white chocolate, and the butter biscuit. These are great for things like putting in my French toast, putting in oats, putting in protein ice cream, putting in, I like to, instead of having a protein shake, I'll actually have, a shaker filled mostly with cold water, a little bit of milk on the top to make it a little bit creamy, and then a few drops of these to give it flavoring. So that way, it's less calories than an actual protein shake, but it's still, and it has a lot of water to it, but it still tastes a little bit, I guess, like a milkshake kind of thing. But yeah, Greg, if you haven't tried these before or something similar, would definitely recommend it. It's absolutely amazing, especially in French toast. But yeah, I'm gonna get onto this, and then I'll show you when we're putting it in a vat. One other thing I will say is, I know that some people might wonder why I don't use liquid egg whites and why I actually get eggs and crack them and separate them. Simply because one, I haven't been able to find liquid egg whites in this country. And even when I was actually over in the UK and I could find liquid egg whites, this is just a hell of a lot cheaper. And at the moment I am very conservative with money due to a lot of things that have happened recently with. So at the moment, anything to sort of save a little bit of money is amazing. So yeah, I separate my egg whites like this. So yeah, today I'm going with, it was 6 egg whites, and then I'm going with the toffee and the white chocolate flavor drops from my protein. Sometimes I will actually also throw cocoa in there, if I'm feeling like it. Today I just want to keep it sort of simple. When I head to the gym later, I'll actually go pick up some more cinnamon so I can put that in the next batches. But one other thing as well is I actually don't have any cooking like spray oil at the moment, because again, I've only just moved here, and this country is a lot more on the like high fat side of things. Like finding lower calorie alternatives to things isn't as easy, and I actually haven't been able to find any just spray oil. So my pan that I have, it is kind of non-stick. I actually do it with no oil whatsoever. It does burn a little bit, but I actually personally like how it turns out. You might not be a massive fan of it personally, but I enjoy it, and it's how I like my French toast, so I'm actually not complaining about it. As far as what I actually do with my bread, so once I've got this all set up, I'll turn the stove on. And yeah, like I said, this is the sort of the size of the bread that I'm working with. So each one of these slices is around 50 to 55 calories, depending on how far through it was when it was cut, like if it's a little bit thicker or smaller. But I literally would just plop them in. And again, this isn't as good as the Danish loaf bread that I used to get in the UK, just because it's a lot more dense, so it's not as airy. But again, I've kind of found a way that I like to cook it and that it works for me. But I'll literally just flip it over like 4 or 5 times, push it through, and just let it sit for a minute. And then today I'll probably go with 6 slices of bread. So normally if I go 6 egg whites, I'll go with 6 slices of bread. If I go 7 egg whites, I'll go 7 slices of bread. And that ratio works out pretty well for me normally. So yeah, once I've got all my pieces just chilling in there, having a good old time, then I'll take whatever little bit, and it's not mainly tiny bit that I have left over. Again, it depends on how many egg whites I use. But I'll just take this and I'll just sort of fill in as many of the little gaps as I can. And what that does is it kind of like seals it all together, so that way it makes it, you know, kind of just like a massive thing. And again, that probably sounds kind of weird, but it's how I've been doing it, it's how I personally enjoy doing it. Yeah, that's kind of like the main reason that I actually do it the way I do, where I like seal them all together, is because I find that makes it a hell of a lot easier for me to actually flip them all at once like that. Like I said, I make this pretty much every single day, so I'm kind of used to how I personally like it. And for me, you know, I'll cook it this little bit so it gets a little bit sort of goldeny brown on one side. I'll flip it to cook the other, then I'll flip it back over again, and I actually go a little more on the darker side of things. Just because that's how I prefer this cooked. Grab one of these, which is just a little tub of yogurt. It's like 0.1% fat or something. So for the whole thing, it's only like 35 cal or something like that. So low ass macros on these. And what I'll do is I'll grab another, like say three or four of the sweeteners, crush them up and put it in. I'll put some cocoa in it. I'll mix that through. And then I'll use that kind of like to dip my French toast in. Yeah, personally, I don't track macros or calories at the moment. I kind of eat the exact same way pretty much every day, so I'm kind of used to how much I need and you know, how much to actually have. Back when I was younger and first started getting into like fitness and going to the gym and everything, I tracked my macros and calories religiously to a gram for literally years. And what that actually did was it caused a lot of like stress and anxiety around food and around eating. And it made me super concerned about, you know, every little detail. This is kind of how I like my French toast. So for some people, this might be insanely burnt and not appealing. For me, this is like perfect. And I reckon this is absolutely amazing. Okay, and the way I tend to eat this is instead of using like a knife and fork and sitting down or whatever, I'll normally actually go out onto the balcony just because the sun's nice and the breeze and whatever. And I'll just literally grab this, dip it in my yogurt, and eat it like that. Then I'll use my hands to like break up the banana and I'll eat it on whatever piece I feel like and whatever. With that, I also like to try and drink a lot of water. So I'll grab this massive jug, fill it with water, and I'll normally try and drink 1 or 2 of these while I'm eating this meal. And we are ready to go. So we've got this, which is looking amazing, this, which is also looking amazing, and we got this, which is just for that health. I'm spilling it already. Probably watch a bit of Greg, to be honest, because he's just put some more videos up because, I mean, it's Greg. He's always putting shit up. bit of Review Tech USA, but yeah, give you like a little, I guess, taste test review. I mean, there's no real point because, like I said, I eat this every day, so it's pretty clear that I think this is amazing. But like I said, I literally just break off a bit of my French toast, dip it in the yogurt, and yeah, it's amazing. It's insane. Like, this is gonna be the easiest eating challenge ever. Like, a whole day of eating this. I'm excited. Alright, so real quick, just had a bit of like spare time, I guess, so just kind of wanted to go over the way that I personally train, and the way I'm training at the moment, keeping in mind that I used to train like this when I first started going to the gym a few years, like back when I was, you know, like 16, 17 kind of thing, and then I stopped for ages, went into more of a stereotypical like push-pull legs, where I was training more so for a pump, to be honest. Like, yes, I was still pushing and training hard, and trust me, I train damn hard, and I train to failure on a lot of sets with drop sets and supersets and all that sort of stuff. However, I have recently decided to go back into programming that I used to do. So currently I am training 4 days a week primarily. Some days I throw a 5th day in for weights, which I'll talk about a little bit later. And then on the other days of the week, I'm actually doing dedicated cardio days. Okay, now the way that I structure my weights is I have 1 day for squats, 1 day for bench press, 1 day for deadlifts, and 1 day for overhead press, where they are the main compounds that I do. With each one of those, I do like very specific weights, reps, and sets based on percentages of my 1 rep max. And I do that over a 5-week cycle, and I periodically increase over each mesocycle so that over time I am progressively overloading. Okay, now after I do that like main compound movement for each specific thing, I then have accessory work that works around, you know, something else. So this is the first cycle of me going back into programming, so it's actually a little bit lighter than what I would normally be doing, and the reason that I have that lighter month is just so that I can get back into doing the movement properly, get into motion properly, and start training up again, also without using like a weightlifting belt or anything like that, where available, so I can build up my stabilizing muscles and kind of get used to it again. For example, with bench press this week, it was only 90 kilos, which is incredibly light for me, to be honest. My max bench ever is 150 for a single, but it was so 90 kilos for a 6x6, which is around about 70%, because I preset myself as my max being about 140-ish at the moment, just because, like I said, I took a break off for a long period of time through lockdown where I didn't train for around 6 months or so. So I wanted to back off a little bit and just get myself to prep into it a little bit more. But yeah, it was a 6x6 at 90 kilos on a bench press. And then after I had done the bench press section of that workout, the accessory work around that went primarily into back and shoulders. Okay, so the reason I do that is because I don't want to be pre-fatigued on a muscle. Okay, which I know a lot of people like pre-fatigue and that sort of stuff, and I have trained that way for a long time, and I do enjoy it for a specific reason. However, at the moment, I will do my bench press so that I can get the numbers that I want to get. Then I will stop training chest for the rest of the day. On my overhead press day, so where the main compound movement is shoulder dominant, that's when I throw in more accessory work for my chest. I throw in inclined dumbbell bench press on the shoulder press, like on the overhead press day. So the whole point is to stay as strong as possible for the compound that day is meant to be, like let it recover so I can then train again as strong as possible, and then my accessory work can also be stronger because it's not pre-fatigued. For each of the exercises that I do in my accessory work, I do 3 sets per exercise, and then I do a different rep range based on the priority and the order that they are in the workout. So, You know, it might be 8 to 10 reps, or it might be 12 to 15 reps, or something like that. And what I will do is I'll start with or I'll pick a weight that I want to, like, that I'll try with, and my goal is to get 3 sets with the maximum amount of reps in that set. Okay, so for example, with, let's say I'm doing deadlifts today, so deadlifts today, which means I'll be doing reverse lunges as well as my second exercise. So I'll be doing holding dumbbells, doing reverse lunges. And my goal is to say I use 20 kilo dumbbells in each hand. My goal is to get all 3 sets doing 15 reps on each leg. Okay. If in this workout I hit 15 reps for all 3 sets, then the next time I do reverse lunges, I'll bump the weight from 20 kilos up to, say, 22 kilos or 24 kilo dumbbells or something like that. And then I'll again try and get, the 3 sets of 15. Now that's probably not going to happen because the weight has increased, so it's going to be harder, which means that I might get, say, 13 reps on the first set, then 12 reps on the second set, then 10 reps on the last set. Okay, so what I would do is I track all of this in my phone, the weights, the reps, and the sets, and then next time I go into my deadlift day, I'll look at what I got on the previous week. I'll use, because I didn't hit 3 sets of 15 with that weight, I'll use the same weight, and I'll try and hit more reps for each set, or just more reps in general for that exercise. Again, when I get to the maximum amount of reps with that weight for all 3 sets, then I'll increase the next session. Okay? Hopefully that makes sense, but that's kind of how I ensure that I'm progressively overloading and that I'm, not trying to make these massive jumps and be insane about it. Okay? Don't get me wrong though, it is incredibly hard, and I'll try and show you some clips of me actually training in this session today. It's a heavy deadlift day for me. I say heavy, but realistically it's not that heavy. It's 160 kilos for 10 sets of 3, so 10 sets of triples. And the reason I do 10 triples on my heavy day is because that way I'm still getting overall volume in. Because, for example, I can, the other day, a few weeks ago when I did deadlifts again for the first time after lockdown, I ended up pulling 200 on a deadlift, and then I did a drop set to 160 and pulled 160 for 10 reps. Okay, so 160 for me is not a crazy heavy weight or anything, but it's the sheer fact that I'm doing 10 sets of it that I'm getting that extra volume in over time, and it's allowing me to again get back into the motion and have that little bit of recovery in between so I can build it up over time. Just trying to think, where am I going with this? Yeah, I kind of lost my train of thought as to where I was going with that. But hopefully it kind of makes sense, I guess, what I'm trying to go for and how I do it. The other thing I will add is, so I have my 4 days that are main training, and then on one day out of the week, if I'm feeling fresh, I'm feeling good, I just feel like training, maybe I don't feel like doing as much cardio, or I just want to do, another workout because I enjoy lifting weights, I'll actually have one day that's off programming where I won't go and track my weights, my reps, my sets, or anything like that. I'll just put my music in and I'll go have some fun. You know what I mean? I'll have a pump up sesh, or just do whatever sesh where I'm throwing in, drop sets and double drop sets and pulse reps and, all this whatever. And I'll do, say, 1 week, it'll be a fun upper body workout. The next week, it'll be a fun lower body workout. So that way I still get my targeted programming that I'm trying to do, but then I also get, this one little treat day a week or whatever, where I can just go in, I don't have to worry about tracking anything, and it's just, fun workout, you know what I mean? So yeah, that's what I'm doing at the moment as far as strength goes and weight lifting goes and all that sort of jazz. And then, like I said, I'm also currently doing programmed cardio days because, heart is a muscle, and I have not looked after it the best previously, being very obese as a kid and, just not doing cardio at all, really. So I want to start looking after that more because I mean, there's no real point to being able to, you know, lift 200 or 250 kilos off the ground if you're out of breath walking up a set of stairs, in my opinion. So what I'm doing for that at the moment is, I personally hate a treadmill. I hate running on a treadmill and that sort of stuff. Elliptical is like the one machine cardio I like, but predominantly I actually prefer boxing and skipping. So yesterday I went and bought a skipping rope, some boxing pads, boxing gloves and MMA gloves. The gym that I actually go to at the moment has boxing bags there, which is great. Unfortunately, when I went and just started stuffing around for a little bit the other day, I used to box like 4 years ago or whatever. I haven't done it in a while, so my hands didn't hold up so well and I ripped them open pretty bad, pretty fast as well without having gloves on. So not making that mistake again. Went out, bought some gloves, and yeah, now I can get back into doing that properly. So my cardio days are pretty much go in, put some music on my phone or on a speaker or whatever, and I'll just belt the shit out of a bag for, you know, half an hour, an hour, whatever I feel like, really. I don't sort of track the time or anything like that. I just go in, have a bit of fun with it, listen to some music, bop around, dance around a little bit, be a little bit crazy and just have some fun. Throw some skipping in there, throw in this and that, whatever I'm feeling at the time. And for me, that's just a way to make cardio more fun and entertaining and not get boring, which I think is the massive thing that people seem to overlook, is they're not having fun with their training, especially cardio. And I think that's one of the most important things, is finding something that you actually enjoy doing and can stick to consistently. But yeah, I think that pretty much wraps up a majority of the information about my training at the moment. If anything else pops up, I'll let you know. My gym is also a 20-minute walk from my house, so it's another little bit of exercise I do for the day. So it's a 20-minute walk there and a 20-minute walk back. And like I said, this morning I went outside and did a little bit of cardio as well, just to sort of help wake up and whatever. And I might keep doing that on days where I just feel like it, because it's a bit of fun and the weather's still kind of nice here until winter hits. But yeah, just gonna chill for a little bit. I think I might meet up with one of my friends in a bit. Might make some more food soon, but I'm still extremely full, to be honest with you. Which is strange, because normally I'll eat my French toast in the morning and then I'm pretty hungry not long after. But I think it's because I ate so much food last night as well. Currently it's 1 p.m. so yeah, I've had, you know, that French toast and it's 1 p.m. and I'm still feeling full. So if you are struggling with, you know, eating too many calories or anything like that, definitely check out Greg's cookbook, man. It is absolutely insane and it is a game changer for so many people. I'm kind of lucky in the sense, and he might disagree with me here, but I've actually been eating and, in my opinion, training a similar way to him for a very long time. Like long before I even heard of Greg, and I have been subscribed to Greg since he was at like 50,000 subs or something like that, so a fair while. I've been watching him for a long time, and I completely agree with what he says about most people training like pussies. So I hope that when I show you some videos of me training, I don't disappoint my man, and he actually you know, doesn't hate me too much for the way I train. But yeah, catch you in a bit. Once again, this is how I personally like it, because I'm weird. But yeah, what I'm gonna do is take a scoop of protein, add a little bit of water to it and mix it through. All that does is kind of make like a sludgy, sticky like sauce, I guess. And then I'm gonna use that to like coat over the top of that. Should be pretty good, but yeah. If you're gonna try this, the one thing I'll say is add the water very damn slow, because it's really easy to put way too much water. Dribble a little bit. A bit more. Okay, now this would work perfectly fine. It's like a little bit really like thick sludge. You can add a little bit more water if you want it a little bit more runny, but for me, this is how I'm gonna have it. Alrighty, so we are back at it again with some more French toast. So this time we've got what, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 slices of French toast, another banana because bananas are amazing. We've got that little like protein sludge that I was talking about, which is delicious. Have that on top of that. And then also this time, I completely forgot about at breakfast. I just kind of like overlooked. Also got some my protein syrups. We've got golden syrup and butterscotch. These things are also freaking insane, especially on the French toast. But I'm gonna dig into this now, watch a little more YouTube, get my shit together, and then we're gonna go train. Finally. It's currently 2:15 or 2:20, and we are on to water jug number 6 or something like that. I don't know. I drink a lot of water. I eat a lot of French toast. Now it's time to have a lot of syrup. Some of this. And then we stick it in our face hole. It's so damn good. Also, the one thing I wish I had is PB2, because like peanut butter is my all-time favorite like thing. Like I love peanut butter so damn much, but I don't have PB2 because well, it's hella expensive, especially if you use the amount that I use. So that's why I don't have it. But yeah, when things start to pick up a bit and there's some money flowing, then I'll get myself some PB2 and I'll be happy again. But until then, this is what we work with. Alright, so just a bit of a warm up. Actually just gonna punch the crap out of this for a little bit, maybe do some skipping. Like I said, this is my preferred like form of cardio, so for a warm up as well, I do prefer it over like a treadmill or anything. Sorry if the audio sucks at the moment. I don't have my microphone on the camera, so it's just recording straight through the body itself, which I know is not very good.
She been fucking with my mentor, and we been dancing with the devil. She hold my hand until I let go, and now she feeling sentimental, cause she been fucking with my mentor, and we been dancing with the devil. She hold my hand until I let go, and now she feeling sentimental. Yeah, I be going crazy, sitting on the side, skipping date night, just go for a drive. These lights up in my eyes, blinding every time. Probably just power, but I'm losing my own life. Probably holding on to things that inside. Don't pause in my mind, but forward my life and tell me it's fine. But we gonna die, so I'm not wasting the time. I'm staying around, cause she been fucking with my mentor, and we been dancing with the devil. She hold my hand until I let go, and now she feeling sentimental, cause she been fucking with my mentor, and we been dancing with the devil. She hold my hand until I let go, and now she feeling sentimental. Yeah, thinking you're crazy, hope it's just a weed.
It is currently 10 past 7, and I literally just walked in the door. So I left for the gym at 3:30. So it's been over 3.5 hours since I left. And that's pretty much how my training tends to go, or how it tends to take me. So around, like that was, that 3.5 hour mark kind of thing. And the reason it takes me so long is because, I do have that 20-minute walk there, 20-minute walk back. And I do take a fair amount of rest in between my sets on my, program days. The reason I do that is so that, well, A, I can, actually get through the volume because there is a lot to get done. B, I can do it the strongest I possibly can, so I can actually get some recovery between my sets, not only on my major compound, but also on my accessory. And 3, so that I, don't just feel sick, Like I said, it's a lot of weight, it's a lot of volume, it's a lot of energy that it's taking out of me to actually do that. So giving myself the extra time really does help. And at the moment, because I have the ability to spend extra time in the gym, I choose to, because that's just the easiest way for me to, get things done. Now, in saying that, I am extremely hungry now, and I'm gonna do something that I don't know, it might cause a little bit of controversy, might break the rules a little bit, but this is my kitchen, so there are no rules, I guess. what I'm actually gonna do is make a complete variation to French toast that Greg would normally do. And I'm actually gonna put this as a possible addition to the cookbook, because after having, you know, those 2 rounds of the French toast this morning and having that much sweetness, all I've been craving since is a bit of savory. So what I'm actually gonna do is make a savory version of French toast. Again, you might think that's cheating, but I don't really care. I can do what I want, and this is what I'm feeling like at the moment. So what I'm gonna do is 7 egg whites, as I did for the breakfast one. I'm gonna add some salt, some pepper, some paprika, mix that through, soak my bread in it, cook it up, and then what I'm actually gonna do is add like a bit of, I guess, like salad to it. So, and I'm not gonna lie, this actually looks pretty damn good, to be honest. Unfortunately, the avocados I bought, I'm actually an idiot, and not one single one of them was actually ripe. So although that was my plan to get some fats in for the day, kind of had to backtrack on that and actually go with the complete opposite, which is like some pretty much fat-free, like spreadable cheese kind of thing. The macros on it are pretty damn good though. So per 100 grams, it's only 68 cal, 4 carb, and 11 protein. But yeah, so instead of the avocado, we threw some of that on the bottom. Then we've just got some lettuce, some tomato, some beets, and gonna throw some mustard on top. And then a bit of ketchup. Just gonna drop them on there. I'm not gonna lie, I'm actually really excited for this because this looks damn good, to be honest with you. And then in here, we've just got 500 mils of cold water. Sorry, 400 mil, roughly. I don't know, I feel it's like there. Top the rest up with a little bit of milk because that gives it kind of like a creamy taste to it. A couple ice cubes, a couple flavor drops for my protein again, just to flavor it, and then some creatine. So kind of just like a, you know, low cal milkshake kind of thing, because the only calories in there are from the little bit of milk that I top it up with. But yeah, you know, I think the worst thing about trying to record this video is the time that I have to like let my food sit there while I move cameras around and set cameras up and shit like that. But finally, hopefully you can see me, hear me, all that goodness. And I am so excited to try this. I ended up going with 6 slices of the bread, so I made 3 little sandwiches, which again, that means this is fairly low in calories as well. So I'm ecstatic to try this, but gonna go with a mustard and ketchup one first, just to get that like full experience. All right. Those are good. I should really like that. I feel like if you were to put some more salt and pepper either in the egg mixture than what I did, because I went fairly light on it, just because I like to keep like my sodium down a little bit, like from here to there. I feel like if you put a little more inside the actual mix, or even like crack some on top, like say once it's cooked, so it's like crack some more in the middle of it, that would be absolutely freaking insane. So still like really, really good. Legit, if you feel like a little bit of a variation, or you're not eating this for breakfast or as a dessert, like your normal sweet French toast, definitely give this a try. The thing I'm gonna say that I'm really surprised at how like full I've been all day, and like still the energy that I had when I went to the gym and I trained, and how I've not been hungry really whatsoever. I'm also eating because I know that I need to eat. Like yes, there's a little bit of hunger. I'm not force feed or anything like that. Especially when I start cooking, I get hungry as all shit. But it's not, you know, like insane or anything like that. And it's surprising because even though I haven't, you know, actually tracked the calories, I've got a bit of a rough idea in my head what they are currently at. And I think for the end of this video, I might actually just sort of, you know, go through a little mind map of how much I've actually had and actually pull up the macros just to see what I have had. But yeah, this is damn good. So low in calories, and just try it. Greg, try it. Try it. Just see what you think. Alright, catch you in a bit. Could always even put other stuff in there, like some chicken or whatever, make it a full sandwich. That'd be fantastic. But yeah, catch you in a bit. Alrighty, so the time has finally come for the last round of French toast for today. We got like four slices here. Like I said, I'm gonna try and like calculate the macros tomorrow, and I'll pop them up somewhere so you can actually like I'll work out how much I actually did eat. But a little twist on this one, okay? Again, it might be a little bit of a cheat, but this is my eating and I can do whatever the hell I want. We've got this on the side. So we've got some anabolic ice cream. This version of it is one that one of my friends actually made. So it's around 200 grams of ice, 250 mils of milk, 45-ish, 50 grams of protein powder, 150 grams of berries, and like 5 or 6 of those like sweetener tablets, and like a little spoon of xanthine gum. But we'll get out some of that little water drips, and then we will go for it. So yeah, she works. But yeah, gonna do the exact same as what I was earlier pretty much, which is grab me some Frenchy Toasty, dip it in here. Oh, it's probably the best one. It's freaking good. Do this. Try this. Now, one thing I've noticed while I've been editing this is just how damn long this video is going to be. So I do apologize for that. If you have watched the whole way through, I do appreciate it. If you have any questions or any suggestions, please do let me know. I think the biggest thing I'm going to be trying to do in the future is just cut down on video time. But thank you very much for watching. If you did enjoy or find this helpful whatsoever, let me know. And like, comment, subscribe, all that goodness. But yeah, get Coach Greg's cookbook, man. It is freaking insane. Just for things like these 2 recipes alone. So good. And realistically, it's one of those things where, you know, I can eat 3,000, 4,000, 5,000, 6,000 calories pretty easy. But I'm curious to see tomorrow how many calories I actually did eat, because, you know, like I'm full. I'm literally seeing this because it tastes damn good right now. So yeah, if you're struggling with calories or anything like that, just eat his foods, man. They're so freaking good. I think I do actually want to try another challenge. I just want to see how many of these I can like just kill. Because I reckon I could crush like 6 of these pretty easy, maybe even more. So if you want to see that, let me know, and I'll give it a shot. But yeah, definitely as well, that like the savory version of it, try that. Greg, try that. That is friggin' amazing, and I reckon you'll love it. But yeah, have a good one. Thanks for watching. Catch you next.